Today we're going to be learning how to measure the area of a square or a rectangle. And I want you guys to really focus on, on a square or rectangle, we're going to be having measurements on the sides. So we have measurement right here and right here for the square, right? So since it's a square, both sides, all sides really measure the same thing. So this one is a 3 by 3 square. So in order for me to find the area, I know the area is the length times the width. So in a square, I can choose that this is the length and this is the width. It's the same, so it's a 3 by 3. So I know that the area of this square is 9 square units. And please notice this, it's super important when we're talking about area, you have to say square units, because basically what you're doing is you're dividing this little square into unit squares, which means that each little square is a 1 by 1 square. So that means that we would fit 9 squares inside this square. So the area of this square is 9 square units. For this rectangle right here, we know that it measures 4 units by 2 units. So we're going to follow the formula again of area is length by width. So 4 by 2. And I know that that is a total of 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 square units. I went around the house and measure a few things so that I can show you how I would take the area of some of the things in my house. So here I have a painting and I measure it in centimeters. So it's 100 centimeters long by 80 centimeters wide. So if I were to get the area for this, I know that area equals length times width. So this time area is going to be 100 times 80. And we're talking about centimeters, right? So the area of this painting is going to be 80 times 100. It's going to be 8,000 square centimeters, which means, or I could also write it as 8,000 centimeters square, like that. I'm sure you've seen that little 2 above things. What this means is that if I were to really divide this painting into tiny little squares of 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, like that, I would have 8,000 of them. I'm not going to do that. That would take too long. So this is so much easier to multiply and find the area. I went and also took a picture of this map, and I know it is 63 inches by 47 inches. So I'm going to be multiplying 63, that's my length, times my width. So I'm going to multiply to find the area, different color. To find the area, I need to multiply 63 times 47. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this so you guys can also multiply in your and practice your multiplication. So I know that if I multiply 63 times 47, 63 times 47, I would get 2,961. So this tells me that the area of this map is 2,961 square inches. So square inches. Oops, I'm supposed to say. And that means again that if I were to take a ruler and divide it into little squares, that each square is a 1 inch by 1 inch, I would have 2,961 of those squares in this map. I measure also this cabinet, and it's 150 times 80. So I want you guys to think, what is it that I need to do in order to find the area? What do I need to do? So area equals length times width. So for this cabinet, my area is going to be 150 is the length times 80, which is the width. And I can go ahead before I even multiply and put my square units. I know they're centimeters, so I can just go ahead and put them. So I make sure that I don't forget that they're square centimeters. And then I go over here and do my multiplication. 150 times 80. And I know that when I'm multiplying by multiples of 10, I can just cross out the zeros and put them over here. So I'm not even going to worry about them. So now 5 times 8 is 40, and I have a 4 here. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. So it's 12,000 square centimeters. And lastly, I'm going to be measuring this pillow, and it's a square, so I know that I need to just measure like one side, and then I can do, and that's 20 inches by 20 inches. So if I want to find the area of this pillow, how much space is going to take, length times width. So my area is going to be in inches, right? I know already that my answer is going to be in square inches. So I go ahead and put it in there. 20 times 20 is 400 square inches. So I hope this helps, so you guys remember how to do the area of rectangles and squares.